Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me this morning on Reagan Says. I'm your host, Reagan Adams, with All Things Reagan. So let's get into it. Really quick, I'm not going to be on here long. I know I've said that before in the past, but I'm really not because I've actually spoken about this before. But some things kind of not popped off, but some things kind of triggered this conversation. So maybe some things that happened to me and a couple of conversations that I've had over the course of the weekend and the week. So today's title is They Don't Really Care About You, or Who Cares What They Think. That's what it is. Who cares what they think? I'm gonna speak from a Christian perspective because I am a Christian, and I think as a Christian sometimes we feel like we aren't. Not everybody, but we can't be honest with other people and have those tough conversations when we are feeling mistreated. And I think when people are mean to us, I always tend to say, why are they being mean? Because I've never done I try my best to always be nice to people and respect them. But if they're acting a certain way toward me, I'm thinking, well, why are they acting like that? I'm like that anyway. Everything is always a question. Why are they, so why are they acting like this? And then I have to think that everybody doesn't always feel good about themselves. Like passive aggressive people who push their weight around in the office, like at my job or, wherever. If you got an overbearing person who just always, I'm the boss, I'm this, I'm that, and just they are everything. Well, more often than not, they have no respect at home. Because you don't have to always, if you're always having somebody say, well, I'm this, I'm that. If you are that, you don't always have to say it, right? So I'm always looking when people do that, what's going on at home with you? But the conversations that I've had is when people project whatever they have going on onto the other person, it makes the other person feel bad. And I think that comes with doing the work of finding out who you are, because I feel good about myself. Like I got a lot of work to do, but we all do. But at this point in my life, like I know I'm getting better all the time. I'm working on myself. I might fall back and do some stuff, but I'm still getting better. And I'm really pleased with who I am now, and I know it's getting better. So nobody can really come to me and project anything that's going to make me feel bad about myself. Now, I may listen and think, okay, so where is this coming from? Why are they doing this? Why are they saying this? And then like, oh, well, this ain't me. This is really you, And so what I wanted to talk about just really quick is being tough, being mentally tough, thick-skinned, especially if you are a leader of any sort over anybody, or just period. I'm not even going to say a leader, but definitely if you are a leader, if you're a business owner, somebody who's in the front, you're going to have to develop thick skin. If somebody is, being mean, be able to have a conversation if you're able to, or learn how to walk in love, even if they're being ugly. I know there are several people that I'm looking like, man, I really don't fool with you like that. And that's a lot of people. Not a lot, but it's some people in my mind when I see them, I'm like, I don't even fool with you like this. However, I'm saved and I have to love you. Like I have to love you. And the reason I know you're acting like that is because you don't know who you are. Like, I don't care what church you go to, what God you said you serve. You couldn't be acting like this and read what God said about you and still be acting like this. I don't get it. I don't understand. And so what I just want to tell you today is please do the work to not be bitter, to not be jealous, to not be mean to people, because you don't know who you are and you haven't taken the time to work on your insecurities. Yes, I still have some. Absolutely. I do. Am I perfect? No, not. But what I will never do, not never, try my best not to do, is never say never. Try my best not to do is let somebody project whatever they got going on onto me. Had a conversation earlier in the week um, where the person was saying they saw somebody that they hadn't seen in a long time. And the person was kind of nasty, like, they thought they were going to be like, hey, how you doing? And instead it was like, oh, you still looking like, oh, you still skinny. And the other person was taken aback, like, we still on this? Like, what are you doing? And then, as we were talking, which I don't talk about, I try my best not to talk about anybody. And if I'm using an example, I do not use names. But a name slipped out on the other end from the other person, and I happen to know the other person. And so in my mind, I was thinking, what they said to you should have not affected you at all. Because I know this person is miserable. They're miserable. They always have been. And even at this age, still miserable. And so at that point, in my mind, quickly, when they would have said something to me like, oh, you still skinny, which they're not going to say that. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Have a good day, and keep it pushing. Some stuff should be able to roll off of you like water. Like, people's words should not have affect you so much to where you just in this shell, you clammed up, you can't think, you can't drink, you can't eat, you scared to be around this person. Like, there's been times, I'm telling you, and I'm not just saying this to say this, where I haven't really even had conversations with some people, and they are so intimidated by me that when I'm walking down the hall or walking in their vicinity, they will turn and go the other way. And I'm not going to do anything but speak to them. But they don't even want to speak. But that has nothing to do with me. That is the insecurity of theirs. And sometimes that can be jealousy, but then again, sometimes it has to do with them not even knowing who they are. And so all I wanted to say, this is real quick, the video's over. Wasn't that good? You got to get some toughness about yourself. Also, learn to have hard conversations. We as children, I don't think, this is for me, I can't speak for anybody else, but people that I've asked say the same thing. We're not taught to communicate. I have a friend of mine. What did he call me? He said I was high maintenance, which I've heard that all my life, but not just in clothing and things of that nature, but even in my communication, what I desire. And I do desire communication because we don't know how to have it. And truth be told, he probably said that because he's not a good communicator. But that's okay. None of my business. But I'm just saying, I want to know where you're coming from. Why are you thinking the way you're thinking? And people will have all this stuff in their mind, but nobody will talk about what's going on. And some of the stuff could not even be true. It's just up here, because every mind is a world. That's what my friend says. Everybody has their own thoughts and opinions about stuff. So if somebody's walking around not liking you or form these opinions about you because they've heard certain things about you, and they're just treating you ugly, but they've never had a conversation with you. Me, depending on the situation, if I'm working in close proximity to you or whatever, and I got to deal with you, I'm going to want to know what's your problem. We're going to sit down and talk about that. And most people don't want to do that. Why are you treating me this way? What's wrong with you? Because I've had to have those conversations. What's going on? And still be in love, still not be nasty, still, be an adult. Why are we here? What's going on? But a lot of people don't want to have that conversation. And one thing I'm never going to do, what I'm never going to do is deal with anybody who's going to disrespect me. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But even before it gets to that point, we're going to have a conversation. I want to know why you said this, because it made me feel a certain way. And most people don't want to do that. They don't want to have those conversations. And I don't understand it. I don't understand it. So, number one, have those conversations. Learn how to communicate better. Get to know who you are. Because when you get to know who you are, when people are jealous of you, or when people are intimidated by you, or when people have their own issues and they try to project them onto you, you already know who you are. So you're not going to let them bother you. But learn how to just have real conversations, man. I'm telling you. I don't know it all. Don't claim to. This is Reagan Says. And so this has been my experience to have conversations, even with my friends. Sometimes I don't want to have, with Cindy or whatever. It's been some times we've had to have some conversations. I don't want to have them. But one thing I don't want to do, because I used to be, before I would talk, I would just hold everything in and shut down and give you the silent treatment and not say nothing. I could want to talk to you out, and I'm still like that to some extent, depending on the situation. Because if I feel like it's not worth it, I'm just going to shut down and not talk to you at all. And I could very well want to talk to you, but I'm not going to text. But if the situation or the friendship or the whatever is worth it, we need to have a conversation. Am I going to want to have that conversation? No. But once we have that conversation, we both have a better understanding. We can agree to disagree, and we can move on. Right? It may be awkward a little bit, but we'll get back on track to where we need to be. Right? But I just don't want people to... I don't know. For me, I want everybody to live a whole life, a full life, a happy life, and not have all this bottled up stuff. Because, I'm 39. I've been through some things. But as people, we've all been through some things, and we need to talk about some of those things. And like I have a person now who, man, if they were to tell their testimony, oh my goodness, so many people would be set free. Like, I'm not even playing. Like, testimony is... the things that I've physically seen them go through, like, and still be here to tell it, but they won't say nothing. They won't talk about it. I don't understand that. And my friend is like, but everybody's not like you, Reagan. Everybody doesn't want everybody. I'm an information person. So when I find out something good, I want everybody to know about it. Everybody. That black seed oil, everybody to know about it. My friend got a muscle relaxer. Everybody needs to know about it. My friend has a vaginal wash that's got me together. Everybody needs to know about it. The probiotic, everybody needs to know about it. Huh? I think everybody needs to talk about their problems, because the enemy wants to put, and this is going off into another direction, the enemy wants us to feel like we're the only ones going through stuff. And we're not. We're not. So anybody that I can help, we're giving a mouth for a reason. We're overcome by the word of our testimony. We're given a mouth for a reason to communicate, to help people. That's what I want to do. And I want us all, I want you to live a good life. I want you to live a whole life. I want to live a whole life. I want to, live a good life. But if I have all this stuff in me, things that I'm going through, and I'm not letting it out and not telling everybody, because I don't always have to tell everybody, but getting it out to somebody that I trust, or even if I've overcome it and it's a testimony, yeah, I'm going to tell everybody because I'm free from it. So whatever you think doesn't matter, because it don't matter who I slept with 20 years ago. It don't matter, because it's under the blood. It doesn't matter what I did at the club. It don't matter what weed I smoked. It don't matter what drink I drank. Don't matter. Under the blood. Don't matter what went on in my house. Doesn't matter, because it's under the blood, and I don't care what you think. Because at the end of the day, and I'm saying I offer this for everybody, nobody can judge you. Nobody can say anything about you, because everybody has a past. And not even really like past, like years past. I'm talking about even this weekend past. Don't play. Don't do it. And that's another thing that's going off into something else. And I said I was getting off the video, but I'm on a roll. Keep your mouth off of people. Listen. One thing that I have learned is to keep my mouth off of people in their situations, because you don't know what they're going through. My mother-in-law and I were having a conversation maybe a week or so ago, and she was talking about something, and I shut it down immediately, because I was like, I don't know what they're going through. I don't know. Because I've been in situations where I put my mouth on somebody's situation and it turned around and happened right to me. I don't say nothing about nobody's nothing. You hear me? Because it could easily, what's that thing? The ditch you dig or be the one. That may not apply to that. But I'm telling you, you better keep your mouth off of people. Listen, you hear somebody coming at you with some gossip, saying, oh, such and such. Even with, it was something I saw with John Gray, and I was like, man, I hate to hear that. And some stuff I won't even share on social media because you're partaking in that. But you better watch your words. You better watch what you share, because you very well be turning around and eating those same words that you said about somebody else. You very well may be eating those words that you shared on social media. You have to be careful. You have to be careful who you put your mouth on. You have to be. You have to be. You don't have to be, but I am. That's good. I'm not, listen. You ain't gonna hear me. Listen. I'm not going to talk about nobody's money situation. I dare not, because I've had my own. I'm dare not going to talk about somebody's husband, huh? And their marriage, huh? Because I done had my own, huh? I'm not going to talk about it. Sure ain't. Y'all better hear what I'm saying, huh? Y'all better hear what I'm saying. But anyway, I just want y'all to be happy. I just want you to be happy because, man, I'm telling you, every day, and I don't know how many times I have to say this, every day I wake up with the purpose to live my best life. Like, that's what God wants us to do. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. He wants us to have an abundant life. He gives us things to richly enjoy. You know, this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. He wants us, you know, aside from serving him and loving him and being saved, he wants us to enjoy life. And that's what I want to do. And that's what I want everybody that's connected to me to do. That's what I want you to do that's watching. I want you to enjoy life. Enjoy it. I am. And I'm going to be on purpose about it. When one way to get you to enjoy it is being real with yourself. Working on yourself every day. What do you need to work on? That's what we're going to talk about at the vision board party. What do you need to work on? Because essentially, that elephant are our excuses that are in the way from keeping us from working on the things that we need to work on. And I'm talking to myself. Listen, I'm talking to myself. I am. So anyway, I was on a whole bunch of rabbit trails, but that's okay. Thank you for sticking with me. We still have vision board tickets for sale. So they're $22. Allthingsreagan.com, REGAN.com, $22. It's this Saturday at 12. We were going to have a taco bar, but I changed my mind. So, but we'll have food and it's going to be good. You'll be full. I don't fool around with my food at my events. My friend Cindy was like, you don't always got to have food, and it's not always about the food. Yes, it is. Because let me tell you something. It's been my experience. Just me. Can't speak for anybody else. If the event is terrible and the food is good, the food evens out the event being terrible, even though my event will not be terrible. But the food got to be right. I don't want to go anywhere that I'm going to pay my money and some food is included and it's garbage. Like, nah, I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be mad about that. Nah, I'm not with that. Not at all. So anyway, allthingsreagan.com, REGAN. And I'm sorry I'm looking sleepy. I'm doing this video at night, which I should have done it earlier in the morning, but I did not. So pardon me. You guys have a blessed rest of the week. I hope your weekend was well. I hope Martin Luther King Day was well for you. I had a great weekend. I made some connections this weekend, had meetings. I kind of got to rest, but not really. And I wasn't feeling well. And car shopping. I'm trying to find another SUV. So I was about to say, y'all lift me up in prayer, but I don't ask everybody to pray for me. So scratch that. And I know somebody else got mad about that because I said I didn't ask everybody to pray for me. But listen, everybody doesn't believe how I believe. I believe God can do anything. Some people put limitations on them. Lord, well, if you just do but what did the scriptures say? I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. All. A-L-L. He will supply all of my needs according to his riches and glory. All. And some people limit God. So that's why I say I don't ask everybody to pray for me. But if you believe God can do all things without limitations, lift your girl up. Not the haters. Don't pray against me. Don't do it. Don't do it. But that I find a wonderful SUV. I want a good SUV. I had a Commander and I loved my Commander. I loved her. I would have kept her forever. But God said no. He's going to put me in something newer. Ow. Thank you, Daddy. But anyway, you guys have a blessed day. I'll talk to you later. allthingsreagan.com. The Pink Elephant Vision Board Party. Y'all come out this Saturday, 12 o'clock, $22. We still have plenty of openings. Talk to you later. Bye.